Disconnect the AC adapter from the computer. Power on the system and continuously tap F1 to enter the BIOS. If you receive a general help window, press Enter to continue. Use the right arrow key to select the configuration menu. Use the down arrow key to highlight the power menu, and press Enter. The power submenu will be displayed. Use the down arrow keys to highlight the Disable Built-in Battery option, and press Enter. Assure that Yes is highlighted and hit Enter again to power off the system. Allow your system 3 to 5 minutes to cool before you open up the cover. Insert a straightened paper clip into the release hole of the SIM card tray. Pull the tray from the slot and leave it out until servicing is complete. Loosen the 7 captive screws that secure the base cover. Lift the base cover to remove it. Disconnect the front battery cable from the system board. Remove 3 retaining screws. Lift the front battery from the chassis. Release the antenna cables. The DC-in cable, and the LCD cable from the rear battery cable guides. Remove 2 retaining screws. Remove the adhesive tape covering the battery connector. Rotate the rear battery up and forward to remove it. Disconnect the camera cable from the system board. Disconnect the keyboard cables and the trackpad cable. Remove 2 screws from the VGA connector. Remove the single retaining screw. Carefully lift the system board and the M.2 solid-state drive card from the chassis. Remove 2 screws from the left hinge. Rotate the hinge out of the way. Remove 2 screws from the right hinge. Rotate the hinge out of the way. Disconnect the fingerprint reader cable from the fingerprint reader. Disconnect the trackpad cable from the trackpad. Disconnect the NFC card cable from the NFC card. Remove 2 screws from the VGA bracket. Remove the bracket. Remove 11 screws securing the keyboard. Carefully lift the keyboard off the keyboard bezel. Place the keyboard onto the keyboard bezel. Install the 11 screws securing the keyboard to the keyboard bezel. Place the VGA connector bracket onto the screw posts. Install 2 screws. Connect the NFC cable to the NFC card. Connect the trackpad cable to the trackpad. Connect the fingerprint reader cable to the fingerprint reader. Rotate the left hinge down into place. Install 2 screws. Rotate the right hinge down into place. Install 2 screws. Carefully place the system board and M.2 solid-state drive card onto the chassis. Install 2 screws into the VGA bracket. Install the single retaining screw. Connect the camera cable to the system board. Connect the trackpad cable and keyboard cables to the system board. Slide the rear battery into the retaining slots and rotate down. Install 2 retaining screws. Install the antenna cables and the rear battery cable guides. Replace the adhesive tape covering the rear battery connector. Install the LCD cable and DCN cable into the rear battery cable guides. Place the front battery onto the chassis using the screw holes for alignment. Install 3 retaining screws. Connect the front battery cable to the system board. Align the base cover with the ports of the system. Tighten 7 captive screws to secure the base cover to the chassis. Insert the tray into the slot until it clicks into place. Connect the AC adapter to the system. Turn on the computer to automatically enable the internal battery.